A happy Wednesday afternoon to you at home as we welcome you into Day 3 of the Pennsylvania American Legion State Tournament. As it's Charleroi and Wesleyville going head-to-head, with Charleroi being the away team, Wesleyville being the home team. An elimination game for really both teams. Either one of these teams could be going home after today. Alongside Roger Downs, Jack Ride, now we're here with you. Roger, we've got a lot of fun ahead of us as we've already had a lot of fun this whole week.
Indeed, Jack. It has been a wonderful weather week so far. The good folks here at the Latrobe Dairy Area Teener League and Rosa-Oglietti Park, as well as the Latrobe American Legion Post 515. They have treated everyone here, guests, with just the best of everything, and we thank all those that have worked hard to pull off this state tournament here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Chad Barrett earns himself a leadoff walk to get things started for Charleroi. Ryan Vaughn, the opposing pitcher for Wesleyville, trying to get the first out here in the top of the first. We have a moment. We'll run through the batting lineup for Charleroi. It's Colton Brightwell squares to bunt, followed by Colton Brightwell. It's Ben Shields, the pitcher, batting third, and then batting fourth, the first baseman, Remy Lessman. Batting fifth, the catcher, Hunter Mamie. Batting sixth, the left fielder, Ashton Ray. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Brock Henderson. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Lorenzo Glasser. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Danny Verscharen. Again, that is Barrett, Brightwell, Shields, Lessman, Mamie, Ray, Henderson, Glasser, and Verscharen.
Yeah, Colton Brightwell, 2022 graduate of Bentworth High School, attends Teal College.
Another quick move by Vaughn.
Just keep in mind, if you are a Charleroi base runner, Vaughn indeed is a lefty, and oh, how sneaky they can be.
1-0.
We'll send this shout out to Colton's parents, Mark and Karen.
304 batter coming into the tournament. Leads the team in at-bats with 69 on the season. Squares again. Runs high.
And right now, Vaughn having a tough time finding the strike zone. Kind of puts me in mind of the early portion of the field with Rick Wildthing Vaughn, unable to hit the strike zone. All over the Indians ballpark.
He is yet to throw a strike so far. Walked Chad Barrett, the leadoff batter, on 4 pitches, and has Colton Brightwell ahead in the count, 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, you know what? Jake Menendo did the best thing there. He called a bit of a timeout, go out, talk to his pitcher, maybe settle things down.
3-0. First strike comes in from Vaughn. Ben Shields is in the on-deck circle. Ryan Vaughn looking for this first out and trying to make sure Barron does not advance to second. Another quick move. To your point, Roger, we've seen a lot of lefties in the first few days of the tournament, so we have to definitely pay very close attention to that, because at any moment they can really get a little sneaky with that pickoff move to first.
Yeah, and while you're in the dugout, if you're on the opposition, you need to pay attention to that. Look at the move. Do everything you can not to get picked off. To create a positive for your teammates.
Number 8.
Ben Shields comes to the plate, and already a mound visit. Manager Luke Mollis brings in the infield, and this is probably the last thing that this Wesleyville team wants to see, especially after how they got themselves into this situation.
Well, they have someone warming up in the bullpen right now, Jack. Just want to inform everyone that the runner at second base, Chad Barrett, is a 2022 graduate of Ringgold High School. He attends Bethany College. We missed him during his quick 4-pitch at bat. Say hello to his parents, John and Kathleen. I'll send a special shout out to John, who I taught with in the Hempfield Area School District. I retired, and John slid into a principal's position.
Heath Betza is getting warmed up right now for Wesleyville. Something to pay attention to. Shields takes strike one.
Ben Shields attends Allegheny College, one of the newest members of the President's Athletic Conference, Jack.
It's a very good baseball program, really a great athletic program across the board.
The Gators.
0-1. Called strike. Roger, do you know why they are called the Gators?
I do not.
It was a student publication that they ran back in, I believe, the 1920s. And I think that the notion was it was supposed to be funny. And obviously, crocodile tears, you laugh so hard. And so I think they went with the gator in that aspect. It was a very interesting little, it's a called third strike on the outer corner. Shields sat down for the first out.
Batting fourth, first baseman.
A very interesting story as to how they became the
Remy
Allegheny
Lessman.
Gators, as Remy Lessman steps to the plate to try and drive in the first run of the contest, which stands at second in the form of Chad Barron.
Remy just graduated from Ringgold High School, will attend Penn State Fayette. Shout out to his parents, Jeff and Debbie.
.276 batter on the Legion season.
Thank everyone for being with us this afternoon of Day 3, Pennsylvania State American League and Championships, right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, live from Latrobe, Pennsylvania.
Throw down to second. Barron back safe.
Good strong throw there from Menendo. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. There's a replay of the throw down to second. Very strong throw.
Move back to first. Oh, and Brady Zotkovich was not covering the bag. He had Brightwell leaning, but Brightwell back safely.
Yeah, we can see defensively through the alignment, Zotkovich is up on the grass. He is not holding him on the bag, but right now, either the manager or the third base coach is going to talk to his base runners and the umpire. Wait, he went to the first base umpire. He's concerned about those sneaky lefties that we usually talk about, Jack.
Now, I want to correct myself from earlier. Eric Menendo was the Wesleyville coach that came out to talk with Ryan Vaughn, and Luke Mollis, the manager for Charleroi, now having a conversation with first base umpire. And obviously, that's something that can, I think, easily get figured out or easily get seen with a lefty, with how deceiving that they can be.
Yeah, with that 45-degree
exactly,
angle.
the 45-degree
However,
angle.
I like the timeout by the coaching staff of Charleroi. They're planting a seed just in case.
2 balls, 1 strike on Lessman. Trying to drive in the first run for Charleroi in the top of the first. Swing and a miss. Lessman second on the team in RBIs with 12. If he can drive in Barrett, he would be tied for the team lead. Full count worked on Lessman.
A lot of pitches here in the top of inning number 1 for Vaughn.
Hey, let's go, 1-9, beat up! Beat up in there, Remy!
Payoff pitch, ball 4. Bases loaded with just 1 out for Hunter Mamie, the catcher, and the first run of the game stands just 90 feet away.
Playing behind the plate, number 13, Hunter Mamie.
Hunter Mamie to the plate. Say hello to his parents, Vince and Linda. He a 2023 graduate of Ringgold High School. He's going to attend Waynesburg University.
A lot of future PAC athletes.
Yeah. Yellow Jackets down there in Waynesburg.
First pitch strike to Mamie. That should be a sign of relief for Ryan Vaughn, who has really struggled to find the zone in this top first inning.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that he has labored quite a bit here in the top of the first inning.
Foul.
I want to thank our producer, Dan Flickinger, for the day, providing all the great shots that you will be viewing throughout all 3 games on the network today.
Very busy week on the network across the board. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Mamie sat down for the second out, and Ryan Vaughn's confidence might start to increase with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Brings
Left
Ashton Ray to the
fielder,
plate.
number 17.
What a mixed bag, Jack. We have 3
Ashton
walks. We have 2
Ray.
strikeouts. Brings up Ashton Ray to the plate.
You know what that all spells, Roger, is an increased pitch count.
Indeed. We'll say hello to Ashton's parents, Dave and Alyssa. Ashton, 2023 graduate of Ringgold High School, attends Penn State Fayette.
Nobody go.
0-1.
Good eye. Let's go, Ash.
Looking at Ashton Ray's numbers, a .294 hitter on the season, has 51 at-bats during the Legion season.
7.
Hit him.
And it hit him. So an unconventional way to get a run across, but Charleroi will take it as they go up early 1-0.
Yeah, they certainly will, and that's
Batting
some of the
7,
freebies that
third
we talk
baseman,
about,
number
Jack.
2,
Walks, hit
Brock
by pitch.
Henderson.
So moves everyone else up 90 feet. Bases remain loaded with 2 outs. Brock Henderson trying to drive in another run and get a little bit more early separation.
Send a shout out to Brock's parents, Bill and Janelle. Right now, the mindset of the Charleroi squad should be take a strike. It's right now, as we mentioned, Vaughn having a tough time.
2-0. Catches the outer black. And it's always those long innings that come back to haunt you.
It's getting warmer here in Westmoreland County as well.
Foul tipped into the mid, throw down to third, not in time. But the count evens on Henderson. Jake Menendo, very impressive back behind the plate.
Yeah, he has no issue with uncorking a throw at any moment in the game.
Two. Swing and a miss. Vaughn somehow, some way, wiggles himself out of a bases-loaded jam with just 1 run coming across as Wesleyville comes to the plate to try and even things up with Charleroi taking an early 1-0 lead as we move to the bottom of the first. And we'll take a look at the Wesleyville batting lineup.
Defensively
We'll also
for
run you
Charleroi,
through the Charleroi defensive
on the
alignment.
hill, number
Looking at
8,
Wesleyville's
Ben
batting
Shields.
lineup,
Behind
batting
the
first, the
plate,
catcher
number
Jake Menendo,
13,
batting second,
Hunter
the second
Mamie.
baseman
At
Tyler
first
Burek,
base,
batting third, the first baseman
number 19,
Brady
Randy
Zonkovich,
Lutman.
batting fourth, the third
Second
baseman
base,
David Gibson,
number 1,
batting fifth, the pitcher
Dan
Ryan Vaughn,
Sharon.
batting sixth, the shortstop Alex Menendo,
At third base,
batting
number
seventh,
2,
the right
Brock
fielder
Henderson.
Noah Regal, batting eighth, the
Shortstop,
left fielder
number
Aiden
28,
Bolger,
Chad
and batting
Barrett.
ninth, the center fielder Reed
In left
Courtwright.
field,
Again, that is
number
Jake
17,
Menendo,
Ashton
Burek,
Ray.
Zonkovich,
Center
Gibson,
field, number 10,
Vaughn, Alex
Colton
Menendo,
Brightwell.
Regal, Bolger, and Courtwright.
in right field, number
Defensively
24,
for
Lorenzo
Charleroi on the hill,
Glasser.
number 8, Ben Shields. Behind the plate, number 13, Hunter Mamie. Remy Lessman is at first base. Dan Verscharen is at second base. Brock Henderson at third. Chad Barron is the shortstop. Ashton Ray in left. Colton Brightwell in center. Lorenzo Glasser is the right fielder.
Taking a look at the starting hurler for Charleroi, Ben Shields is 5-0 during the Legion season in 33 innings that he's pitched in, a 1.27 ERA and an impressive strikeout to walk ratio, Roger, of 35-6, just 35 Ks and 6 walks.
Very effective yet efficient from the right arm of the hurler Shields.
And not to mention, Shields also has a very heavy batting average at .315 on the season. So it does a little bit of everything for this Charleroi team. As they're coming off a 10-0 loss yesterday to Quakertown, while Wesleyville kept their state hopes alive after taking down Beach Creek in a very close game,
Leading
5-4.
off for Wesleyville,
They were trailing 3-0 and then
number
eventually
2,
tied it up.
Jake
Ultimately came
Menendo.
back and won it after Beach Creek actually showed some life late, scoring a run in the 9th, but ultimately Wesleyville sent the Region 7 champions Beach Creek home packing. First pitch from Shields is outside for ball 1.
Say hello to Quan's parents, Eric and Jane. Tough play.
Lessman can't get there. Sneaks in a right and a leadoff single for Jake Menendo.
Just a well-placed single between the first baseman and the
Batting
second baseman.
second, playing second, number
Tyler
3.
Buick comes to the plate.
Tyler Buick.
Very similar to Charleroi start. Wesleyville getting the leadoff batter aboard, not with a walk, but with a hit. And that is always so important, Roger. You and I always mention how important it is to get that leadoff batter on to try and start the inning.
Indeed, Jack. Tyler Burek goes by the name of Zip. We'll say hello to Joel and Amanda, his parents.
Burek leads the team in batting average on the season with a .369 clip. Actually, he's just second behind Jake Menendo. Menendo a .384 hitter.
Tough
Pop
play.
to left. Ray. First out recorded.
Ball carried a little bit further than I thought it was going to, Jack.
Well, not to mention also have
Batting
to
third.
factor in the sun.
First
And that is
baseman,
always such a
number
challenging thing to have to
22,
fight
Brady
through, especially if you're an outfielder,
Zodkovic.
as Brady Zodkovic comes to the plate.
Say hello to Jen and Rich. Zodkovic, B-Rock in the batter's box.
Off goes Menendo. Mamie throws to second, and in time. Great tag by Danny Verscheren, the second baseman. And just like that, that leadoff single's wasted away after a great throw by Hunter Mamie.
I don't think that the coaching staff of Wesleyville agreed with the call at second. Here's the replay. It was indeed a close call.
That was awfully close. As Eric Menendo, manager for Wesleyville, comes out to try and have his case heard.
Yeah, I can see his point, Jack. On the replay, I noticed that the bag came up off its moorings, which is a safety product nowadays. And it's hard to say, but I doubt if the call is going to be overturned at this point. It's not like they're going to come up here and ask us for the replay. You judge for yourself, ladies and gentlemen.
And it looks like that was pretty close.
It's bang, bang play.
Yeah, it's really close. And as they say, tie goes to the runner, but that's not the case there. So second out recorded. And Brady Zodkovic trying to extend this inning.
I'd like to thank Brady for his time prior to the game to give us the correct pronunciation, not only to the broadcast team, but the public address announcer, Stu Albaugh, here in the press box.
Shot up and out of play. Yes, we do greatly appreciate that. Previously, he had wanted us to just refer to him as Rocky, but we said that we want to get your name corrected because that's your last name, and that matters to us.
That is you should be proud of your last name.
Absolutely. Little lifter out to center. Nope, it's stopped by Verscheren, but he can't make the throw there. So a deep single into the infield with 2 outs puts Brady Zodkovic on at first.
How huge right now, that
Batting
soft
fourth,
liner
third baseman,
over the second base bag.
number 12, David.
Yeah, you can see on the replay, it was heading towards center. Great job by Verscheren to range awful far way away from his second base position.
David Gibson to the plate. Gibby, as he's known by his teammates. Say hello to Dave and Kelly.
Gibson has been very impressive during this state tournament, batting .600 during this week. 3 for 5 from the plate with a home run and 2 RBIs.
Also gave an impressive interview yesterday after the game.
Very fashionable as well. Lots of jewelry that he got to wear.
Gibby Bling Bling Gibson.
Falls down in a no balls 2 strike count as Ben Shields looking for that third and final out to try and eliminate Zodkovic at first and keep Charleroi on top 1-0.
Wesleyville with 2 hits, but nothing to show for it at this juncture.
Out to center. Brightwell back. And he makes the catch. Third and final out is recorded after 2 runners getting aboard. But Ben Shields and Charleroi's defense stands tall. We move into the second inning with Charleroi in front 1-0. We'll see if they can extend that right here and only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Very glad to have you back at Rosa-Oglietti Park. Please make sure you stop in and see the concession stand, folks. We have a number of refreshments for your needs. And don't forget those dill pickles in a bag. My daughter loves them. I have to go to Sam's Club and get a case of them once a month. If you're into dill pickles, that's the way to go.
I don't see any of them.
I've heard that.
Okay, there's that one. Oh, there is
I
that
remember
one.
my grandmother used to tell us we had a sore throat.
Yeah, we just need one
Drink
more.
dill pickles because it would burn when you had strep throat. I don't know if that's true. But those old wives' tales and those old home remedies. I can remember, castor oil. Oh, good Lord.
These were 29. The dilated label.
Leading off the top half of the second inning for Charleroi.
We move to the second with Charleroi in front, 1-0.
24,
Roger Downs, Jack Ridenauer here with you in this elimination showdown. Loser of this one goes home. Winner of this one continues playing in this state tournament. Lorenzo Glasser leads things off. That is the 30th pitch, Roger, that Ryan Vaughn has thrown. 29 first inning pitches.
A little more action now in the Wesleyville bullpen as well. Lorenzo Glasser, going by the name of Zoe, will send a shout out to his parents, Luke and Lisa.
1-1.
Not a play.
Glasser, a 309 batter. Having a hitter in your 8 spot above 300, I mean, that is such an important thing to have, but also such a beneficial thing.
I always viewed it, don't get upset if you're batting 8th or 9th. You're the second cleanup hitter, and if you're batting 9th, you're like a leadoff hitter setting the table for the rest of your teammates.
Blooper heading to right, and it's caught! Tyler Burek reaches all the way back to make the catch. Then Noah Regal says, "Why did you do that?" But nonetheless, first out recorded here in the top of the second.
Yeah, well done, Zip.
Batting ninth, second baseman, number 1,
Danny Verschaeren comes to the plate.
Verschaeren.
And a great job by Burek to track that into shallow right. That was a tough play the whole way.
In the fall, Danny Verschaeren's going to attend W&J, Washington and Jefferson. There's the replay of that fine running grab by Burek.
You know, on the replay, it looked that Regal might have had an easier path to the ball, but Burek had such a beat on it and was charging it so aggressively. I think that's what ultimately led to him taking the fly out. Another one at right to Burek. This one a little lower. Nonetheless, he takes care of it for the second out.
Well, number of games played this year. Defensively, I'm sure the teammates know each other very well, their strengths and their weaknesses.
Chad Barron, 230 batter on the season. Second on the team in at-bats with 61, so he has seen a lot of repetition up at the plate.
Well, that's what you want out of your leadoff hitter.
Quickly falls down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. A very different inning here so far for Ryan Vaughn. After 29 first inning pitches, he is moving through these first 3 batters so far.
Chad tells us that he's very good at ping pong. Don't hear that a lot nowadays.
1-2.
I'd like to thank all the baseball players on all teams for filling out their...
Slow roller, Zotkovich. A race to first, and it's won by the first baseman. Brady Zotkovich showing off the wheels defensively, and a nice tidy 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Vaughn and company as we move to the bottom of the second. Charleroi on top, 1-0. Can Wesleyville even it up? We shall see when we come back right here on Westmoreland Sports Network.
Kid last week was 76 through 3.
Oh,
And was
my
wondering
Lord.
and then was wondering why he was coming out of the game. Maybe he should know where the ball's going when you look. Oh, it's fortunate going down on that. Oh, yeah. That could have been 5 or 6. I really wish the guys had been there. Oh, yeah. So thank you.
Oh, so they don't have a cooler. All right, just put it over at the side there.
We move to the bottom of the second. Charleroi on top 1-0 with Ryan Vaughn leading things off for Wesleyville. 5, 6,
Next up
7
for
due up in the
Wesleyville,
lineup.
The pitcher, number 6, Ryan Vaughn.
Ryan Vaughn out of Harbor Creek. 2023 graduate. Say hello to his parents, Carrie and Edward.
333 hitter on the season. Rips that straight in the air out to center. And it's Danny Verscharen that camps underneath for the first out. So again, a good job by the second baseman to communicate with Chad Barrett from short, as well as Colton Brightwell at center to say, hey, that's mine.
Playing shortstop, number 13, Alex Menendo.
Alex Menendo.
Say hello to Eric and Jane, his parents.
His dad, Eric, is the manager of Wesleyville.
And we thank all the good folks out there, up there north in Erie, for tuning into today's broadcast.
Eric Menendo in his second season as the manager for Wesleyville.
As well as some folks west, Charleroi, Ringgold, Monongahela area.
1-1. Shields goes ahead in the count.
As always, you can check in with us here at the press box just by clicking on the little envelope in the upper right-hand corner. That message will come to our producer, and we will pass it on to all that are tuning in today, and we thank you for that.
Just feel free to share anything that you would like to with us on the air.
And if appropriate, we will read it.
2-2. Good fight by Menendo.
I like Menendo. His initial reaction was, yikes, it's a foul ball. But I also like the reaction of the catcher, Mamie. He's checking on the umpire. Great respect between home plate umpires and catchers in the game of baseball.
2-2. Runs high and a full count on the shortstop. He struggled during this state tournament so far this week, batting 167 through the first 2 games.
Well, he's a youngster.
Continues to fight in this full count battle.
He's going to graduate in the year 2026 from Mercyhurst Prep, so got a fine future ahead of him in the game of baseball.
Without a doubt, and he's looking to try and win this full count battle, get on first with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Ground ball.
Big hop.
Henderson. 2 down. Good job by Brock Henderson to stay down on that big hop with the, at times, unevenness of a grass infield. You never know what kind of hop you're going to get.
Regal.
To our folks just tuning in, maybe they missed it in some previous earlier broadcasts, all natural surface here at Rosa-Oglietti Park.
Noah Regal. Popped up. In comes Lessman, but it's Shields that's locating for it. Camps underneath, and a 1-2-3 inning for the righty, as Charleroi is able to hang on to their 1-0 lead as we move into the third to see if they can extend that lead or if Wesleyville will have themselves a 1-2-3 inning. We'll be right back here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Folks, I know it's warm out there. The thermometer's registering 86. So if you're feeling like we are up here in the booth, you might want to get something cold to drink. Or even better, we have Dairy Queen treats on a stick, Buster bars, Dilly bars, Star Kiss bars, and ice cream sandwiches. So if it's getting a little warm, stop up at the concession stand and get a Dairy Queen treat today.
Oh, that's fine. No, you're good.
Kevin.
Zotkevich.
Leading off for Charleroi.
We move to the
10,
third with Charleroi in front,
Brightwell.
1-0. Colton Brightwell gets things started for Charleroi. Roger Downs, Jack Ride, now we're here with you. Producer man Dan in the control room, making sure that everything is running appropriately. So far, so good, right, Roger?
Indeed, it has so far, and we are quite thankful for that. The only thing that Dan has that we don't have, he is there with all of his gadgets, gadgets and gizmos and things and wires in air-conditioned comfort.
Yes, he deserves air-conditioned comfort with the amount of hours he's put in this week. Brightwell earned a walk back in the first inning, was eventually stranded at third after Ryan Vaughn was able to wiggle his way out of a bases-loaded jam.
Yeah, Colton Brightwell, we said earlier, attends Till College, wants to own his own strength and conditioning business.
Great job by Zotkevich to range over for that for the first out.
Now batting number
Ben
8,
Shields comes to the plate.
Ben Shields.
Good old-fashioned pitcher v. pitcher battle. It was Ryan Vaughn that got the better of the two back in the first inning with striking out Shields.
Ben Shields, multi-sport athlete in high school. Baseball, basketball, football. It's a pretty decent size.
Great batting average at .315 on the season. Works a 2-0 count in his favor. Oh, hits off of Vaughn, rolls and dies, and it's a leadoff single for Ben Shields. An unconventional single, but nonetheless, he'll take it.
It is, Jack, but right now we're going to have time on the field, and it's the right thing to do, checking on the health and condition of the pitcher.
Vaughn seems to be all right. He's moving around and he's probably just trying to work out that kind of knee area that he got hit in, but
Yeah.
we'll see here on the replay.
Yes.
Kind of blocked it a little bit with his glove, but yeah, right there, side of the leg, knee area. So something to pay
Now
attention
batting
to.
number 19,
Remy Lessman comes to the plate.
Remy Lessman.
Lessman walked in his first at bat.
Yeah, Lessman was stranded at second. It was a 29-pitch inning for Ryan Vaughn, but then he comes back in the second inning with only 13 pitches, so big-time improvement.
Some of his teammates call Remy Panda.
I wonder why.
Let's go, 1-9.
Let's go, ready? Come on now.
2-0,
Hit him.
and it hits him. Hit by pitch after the single by Ben Shields. It puts runners at first and second for Hunter Mamie with just one out.
Next up,
Second
number
hit
13,
by pitch.
Hunter Mamie.
Mamie was a strikeout victim in the first. Mamie batting .271. Pops it up into shallow center. Alex Menendo makes the catch. Ashton Ray steps to the plate to try and avoid the third and final out being recorded and trying to convert with runners at first and second, trying to score the second run of the ball game in the form of Ben Shields at second.
Ashton Ray at Penn State Fayette, majoring in physical therapy.
Rips it and foul. Charleroi looking to tack on some extra runs, build on this early 1-0 lead. Vaughn blows it past Ray. No balls, 2 strikes on the left fielder. Vaughn trying to get out of this inning. Misses. Mamie tied for the, Ashton Ray with 7 RBIs on the season, .294 hitter. Count evens on the left fielder.
It's amazing how small some of that print appears when you're trying to watch a game, share the information with folks at home.
A lot of wheels are turning for sure. 2-2. And a diving deflection off the glove of Zotkevich. The flip to first, not in time. Everyone's safe.
You know what, Jack? Although the play was not completed, I believe it saved a run. That ball being knocked down
Next up, number
barely
2,
trickling
Brock
out into right field. Here's the
Henderson.
replay. Nice job by the first baseman, definitely taking some steam out of it.
Ray is credited with a single. Brock Henderson comes to the plate. Again, another bases loaded scenario for Charleroi.
Nope. Charleroi left the bases loaded in the first inning.
That one run that came across was brought home on a hit by pitch. Henderson with 5 RBIs on the season has a chance to get 6 and maybe even 7. Rips it, foul.
Just out in front of that one, a skosh.
He's trying to have some amnesia from his first inning at bat where he was sat down for the third and final out as a strikeout victim.
Anytime as an athlete, right now we're talking about baseball, short memory. You ready for the next pitch? Flush it, let it go. Don't dwell on it, it will affect you.
2-1.
One of my teams, Jack, here at Teener League, the Owls of St. Joe's Club, we actually had, somebody found a small, tiny plastic kid toilet that actually flushed and made a sound with batteries. We would use it.
Hit to center. In comes Courtright. The catch is made, and once again, Charleroi leaves the bases loaded for the second time today. They still lead 1-0 as we see if Wesleyville comes to the plate to try and tie things up, even take the lead in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back on WSN.
Folks, as Roger mentioned, don't forget to get your emails in. Coach McQueenie sent us an email a little bit ago. We also have a message from Art Dugan, or is it Duggan? Just want to say hi to the Wesleyville team. We're rooting for you back in Harbor Creek. Thank you so much, Art. Appreciate the email. Again, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can click on the little email icon on your screen. If you're watching on our YouTube or Facebook channels, you can send an email to info@westmorelandsports.com. Also want to give a big shout out to our presenting sponsor of our American Legion broadcast all season long here in the Pennsylvania tournament. That is Elite Plumbing Kitchens and Baths in the Latrobe Route 30 Plaza. Elite Plumbing Kitchens and Baths. If you're thinking about designing or redesigning, I should say, your kitchen or your bathroom, stop in and talk to John Torrero. He'll get you all set up and ready to go. as we head to the bottom of the third inning.
Thank you, Mr. Flickinger.
You're welcome, Mr. Ridenauer.
Aiden Bolger is going to lead things off for Wesleyville.
Aiden Bulger, 2022 graduate of Northeast High School. We'll say hello to his parents, Patrick and Megan.
So far,
Leading off for Wesleyville.
very interesting battle we have between Wesleyville and Charleroi. A lot of runners getting on base, but not many coming home for Charleroi. 6 runners stranded and just 1 run coming across, so something to pay very close attention to. And conversely for Wesleyville, again, having the bases loaded against you, cannot continue to have that as this game wears on.
And in the game of baseball, Jack, as you're well aware of, many times if you come up a loser in the game and you leave a number of folks left on base, it will haunt you.
Out of play. Yeah, it's those missed opportunities, not converting when you should, and it's kind of when the game is over, then you sit back and say, what if or what could have been?
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Exactly. 0-2.
Reed Courtright on deck.
Bulger batting .269 during the Legion season, but .200 during the state tournament. And he sat down for the first out of the bottom of the third.
Now batting number
Reed Courtright,
84,
who did a wonderful
Reed
job on the mound yesterday for
Courtright.
Wesleyville.
And we'll see this last pitch.
Just a little behind it.
Say hello to Reed's parents, Jim and Denise. Maybe some of the folks in Erie would like to let us know, what's the temperature like there, up there near the lake?
0-1. Quick 0-2 count on the center fielder. Never been to Erie, Roger.
I've been there because of Seton Hill University sports.
Absolutely. Swing and a miss. Courtright punched out for the second out, and a quick 2 up, 2 down for Ben Shields.
Now batting
We'll go
number
back to the
2,
top of the
Jake
order.
Menendo.
Jake Menendo.
Last pitch to Courtright.
Menendo just one of 2 players to reach base so far today for Wesleyville, the other one being Brady Zotkevich. Can't hold up the swing.
Aaron Judge is a favorite of Jake Menendo.
Batting .286 during this week. Again, quickly falls down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. By my unofficial count, Ben Shields, through the first 2.5, 3 batters, he's only thrown 1 ball. 0-2. Ripped out to right center. That's got gap written all over it, and it lands. Big turn by Menendo. Heads to second, and it's a 2-out double for the catcher.
Jake now 2 for 2 on the afternoon, doing his part to try to get Wesleyville on the
Next
board.
up, number 3, Tyler
Burek. There is obviously a good reason why Menendo and Burek go 1 and 2 in the lineup. Menendo a .384 hitter, Burek a .369 hitter. So if you're an opposing pitcher, if you can get through those first 2 hitters, again, not necessarily smooth sailing, but you've gotten through the big hurdle in that lineup.
You certainly have. Keep them off the bases. The big guns can't hurt you.
First run of the game for Wesleyville stands over at second, and Jake Menendo.
Send a shout out to Tyler's grandparents back at home.
Burek's been hitting great during the state tournament, a .500 hitter. Cuts through and misses. Has 1 RBI during the state tournament. Also has 1 double in those 3 hits. Trying to come up clutch here for his team and even things up at 1 apiece. Called strike.
Ben Shields, not a lot of wasted effort with his delivery.
1-2.
Good stop.
Amy really doing a nice job walling behind the plate. Just the third ball thrown by Ben Shields in this inning. He has been fantastic pinpointing on the strike zone, but still looking for that third and final out and trying to waste away the runner at second in Menendo. 2-2. Popped up. Shallow right center for Sharon. Third and final out completed. And the third base runner to get aboard for Wesleyville is again evaporated as Jake Menendo does not come around to score, and Charleroi hangs on to their 1-0 lead. We move to the fourth to see if they can extend that lead right here and only on WSN.
Folks, I know the 50-50 people are out and about, so make sure you get your 50-50 tickets. The other night we gave away $300 to the winner. Let's see if we can't beat that.
Grace would sell me some winners, I'd be better.
Yeah, well.
I thought Grace and I were buddies, and I found out we're not, because they weren't even close to the winners.
We don't have simply the best kettle corner.
Simply the best.
I didn't want to trip over. Not that right? No?
Doesn't appear.
Okay.
I'm sure if they were, Tom would have been up here.
Yeah,
Or
they come down
I
the
would have
stairs
got.
like you did yesterday.
Oh, they might, yeah. Acai. We keep you young, Roger. That's our job.
Yeah.
We keep you on your toes. I appreciate it.
Have a batter ready.
3 down, and we move into the fourth inning. Roger Downs, Jack Ridenauer here with you. 1-0, Charleroi still in front,
Leading off.
as it's
for
Lorenzo Glasser
Charleroi,
that comes to the plate.
Number 24,
Just a reminder to all
Lorenzo
folks that have been tuning
Glasser.
into all the games here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. All games are archived and can be viewed back at your convenience.
Can also download today's broadcast.
Yes.
You can click on the download button, the buy download, and keep a keepsake, if you will, from
And
this
you know,
week's
and
tournament.
it comes right away. It's all via technology.
Instant. You know, Roger, I've actually bought a broadcast from WSN.
Was that a resume builder somewhere?
It was for my play-by-play demo, and then I eventually acquired the back-end password to get those files.
Oh,
I earned it through my tenure here.
I see.
So it happens when you move from rookie to second-year guy.
Our IT people quickly changed that password.
Oh, well, I'm going to be asking for it again.
Yeah, then we'll thank Dave Oliverio for that information.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Glasser. Vaughn trying to punch out the leadoff batter.
Zoe attends Penn West, California, majoring in business. Two balls, 2 strikes, no one out here in the top of inning number 4 for Charleroi.
2-2. Just misses. Vaughn really trying to hit that outer corner.
And Menendo doing his ultimate best, trying to frame the pitches and kind of steal a strike here and there as well as he moves the glove.
Good job by Glasser to stay alive. Vaughn trying to retire the leadoff batter for the 3rd consecutive inning. Only Chad Barron has been able to reach aboard to lead the inning off back in the 1st inning. Payoff pitch. Slow roller, that sneaks into left. A great battle by Glasser, and he earns first base in a leadoff single.
Nice piece of hitting by the leadoff batter.
Now batting number 1, Dan for Sharon.
Do we see a bunt here now, Jack, from the number 9 hitter, Verscharen?
Could see that from Verscharen. He's a 250 batter. Had just 4 at-bats during the Legion season.
He's choked up already on the bat. Is he going to bring the hands around the bunt?
Laid down. Vaughn. And he throws it away. Glasser takes off for third. And it puts runners at the corners with no outs. What seemed to be an easy out that would have just put Glasser at second turns into an error and puts runners at the corners with no one out.
Should go as a sacrifice bunt. Error on the pitcher. Runners now on first and third for the top of the order, Chad Barrett. Menendo going to take a walk out, calm his pitcher down yet again. The young man, the catcher, Menendo, has done a nice job. Knows his staff very, very well. You got to maintain a positive relationship. As you were behind the plate, you must be the calming voice in the infield.
See on the replay, here's a nice bunt laid down by Verscharen.
Chad Barrett.
The throw, it looked that it just kind of got in the way of Verscharen almost, and Zodkiewicz just could not get there. Throw to first, but not in time. Squares, fouled off.
Barron, I wonder how many times the leadoff hitter Chad Barrett has had to bunt this season for the Charleroi team.
Batting .230 on the State Legion season. Well, he's clearly had a lot of reps at the plate with 61 at-bats. So not sure how many times he's bunted, but I'm sure he's had to at some point.
He is a fan of Andrew McCutcheon.
0-1. Count evens. As Barrett trying to drive in this runner at third in the form of Glasser.
Chad wants us to send a shout out back home to his mom, his dad, and his Uncle Bill.
Squares. Runs high. Still action in the Wesleyville bullpen. So it continues to be Heath Betza, the 17-year-old righty that gets warmed up. Squares again. Vaughn goes to first in time, but the runner in Glasser comes home to score, and the sac bunt does its job and makes it 2-0 Charleroi.
Good team baseball there. Leave your ego in the dugout. You're asked to bunt, lay down a good one. RBI Barrett.
Not to mention just the first out in the top of the fourth, and it extends Charleroi's lead. Verscharen moved up 90 feet as well to second.
Hey, Colton, what you say, kid?
Colton Brightwell, the new batter.
Brightwell's favorite professional athlete is Cody Bellinger.
2-0 Charleroi. Third run of the game for them stands over at second as Brightwell tries to drive in Verscharen. Gets jammed up. Burek gets the second out. Moves Verscharen up 90 feet again to third. And now the third run of the game for Charleroi just 90 feet away.
Yeah, that'll leave it up to the starting pitcher, Ben Shields, with an opportunity to help himself in this one.
Shields a strikeout victim in the first and then singled and was stranded at second in the third inning. Trying to replicate that third inning at bat. Oh, 1. Snap throw to third.
Safe.
Not in time.
Tell you what, if you're an infielder for this Wesleyville team, you got to be on your toes with Menendo behind the plate. He has great confidence in his arm, And then at the same time, he must have great confidence in his teammates as well with their ability to snag his throws.
Launch to right. Regal stumbles and falls. It lands. Verschaeren comes in to score to make it 3-0, and Shields motors to second with a 2-out double RBI. Wow. And you could just tell Regal the whole way he had it and then just stumbled and fell.
Next up, number 19, Remy Lessman.
So Verschaeren comes around to score and makes it 3-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Remy Lessman, the new batter.
Remy is a fan favorite of 5 Cheese Zitty.
One. Called strike. Lessman yet to record an official at-bat today as he walked in the first and then was hit by a pitch in the third.
Well, Charleroi doing a nice job running the pitch count up of Vaughn.
1-2. Heading foul. That's where it lands.
In the bullpen. No action there now.
Charleroi scoring 3 runs on just 4 hits. They have done a great job at coming up in the clutch and being efficient. Swing and a miss. Lessman sat down, but 2 more runs come across as Charleroi increases their lead to 3-0. We move into the bottom of the 4th to see if Wesleyville can get on the board right here and only on WSN.
Folks, if you're hungry, don't forget those foot-long pepperoni rolls. They are stuffed with pepperoni and cheese, and they are more than enough for 2 nice meals. So stop up today to the concession stand and get a pepperoni roll.
It looks like he's nowhere near that. And Vaughn's reaction. I'm changing it. Not that it doesn't affect anything other than it doesn't affect your own run or the other run. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm not opposed to looking at the questions. Yeah. Yeah, it should have been called. The kid called. Like tripped over his shoelace or something. Well, I wonder if the grass out there, there's maybe an uneven patch or something. It was odd. There's a sprinkler head. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a sprinkler head out there. Oh! I don't know. It's right. You showed me. They're on the map. They're maybe in tripping. Straight from where you are, there's the map of where the sprinkler head is located. I don't know. I'd have to. It's been a while since I've been. You can see the one. Yes, you can see that one.
We march into the bottom of the 4th. 3-0, Charleroi in front as they tacked on 2 more runs in the top of the 4th. Brady Zodkevich comes to the plate.
Zodkevich.
Brady, a fan of Ronald Acuna Jr.
Quickly falls down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
B-Rod at the plate.
0-2. Runs high. 1 for 1 on the day. He singled back in the first inning. Just one of 3 players on Wesleyville to reach base today. Count evens.
It's a favorite of the Star Wars movies.
2-2. Good fight by Zodkevich.
Rosa-Oglietti.
2-2.
Ooh, just got a piece of that one. Did Brady. Beautiful day for baseball again here in Western Pennsylvania. We thank you for tuning in to the Westmoreland Sports Network.
2-2. Called third strike. First out recorded as Zodkovich. Zodkovich not a fan of it, but he'll have to deal with it. And David Gibson comes to the plate.
Now batting number 12, David Gibson.
David Gibson to the plate. Flied out to the center fielder in his first at bat in inning number 1. Is a fan, movie-wise, of Fast and Furious 5.
Big swing and miss by Gibson.
David talked yesterday on his interview about Penn State Barron. He has a number of friends there and also that will be going there with him.
Lifts it to center, and it's caught. Chad Barron stumbling into shallow center, takes care of it. 2 up, 2 down, and it sends Ryan Vaughn to the plate to try and avoid a 1-2-3 inning.
Next up, number 6, Ryan Vaughn.
Guys, we have an email. Mead Tenaglia wants to know what the dimensions of the outfield fence is here, and there's no signs out there, so we can't tell you, but it's a little shorter than, I guess, standard, but it's been a great host for the Legion tournament.
Good shot by Ryan Vaughn as he hits a 2-out single into left to put a runner at first. Sends Alex Menendo to the plate.
That's the 4th hit of the afternoon for Wesleyville.
Now batting number 13, Alex Menendo.
Menendo 0 for 1 on the day. Grounded out to Brock Henderson at third. Back in the second inning.
Favorite movie is The Sandlot.
0-1.
Benny the Jet Rodriguez, Roger.
Absolutely. The great Hambino.
1-1.
Just a bit outside. Close pitch there. Off the right arm of Ben Shields.
Menendo with great patience. He worked a full count back in that second inning at bat that ultimately resulted in a ground out. Patience again starting to show as he works the count in his favor. 3 balls, 1 strike. Wesleyville desperately trying to get on the board with a runner at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th, trailing 3-0.
We'll be updating the pitch count momentarily.
Swing and a miss. Menendo well behind it, and again another full count on the shortstop. Shields looking for this 3rd and final out and trying to eliminate Vaughn as that runner at first. Off goes Vaughn, swing and a miss. Menendo's done. 3rd and final outs taken care of by Ben Shields as he continues to be very, very efficient. And we move into the 5th inning with a 3-0 Charleroi lead right here on WSN.
Great grab by Mamie as well behind the plate on the foul tip.
Also want to say hello to Debbie Burek. Good luck, Wesleyville, from Tyler's grandparents watching the game from our deck. I like it. In Kane, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for that email, Debbie. We appreciate that. Again, if you'd like to get in touch with us, we'd love to hear from you. As Roger mentioned, don't forget you can watch all of the games in the entire Pennsylvania State Tournament here in American Legion Baseball on WestmorelandSports.com. We're also streaming to our Facebook and our Twitter pages, or excuse me, our Facebook and our YouTube pages as well. You can give us a follow on Twitter at WestmorelandSN. We've been able to get some really great interviews throughout the week. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, they've been really, really good. So if you missed any of those, you can do one of 2 things. You can watch back to any of the broadcasts on demand, And if you want to just watch the interviews, you can fast forward to the end. Or if you do have Twitter, all of the interviews that we've done are posted on our Twitter account as well.
Pete Betza.
Along with the center, 4 Evans are right. Right, 24 down.
Unlike the 8-3-5 triple play. Yeah. All over. Bad base. BBR. 82.
Leading off for Charleroi, number 13, Hunter Mamie.
Hey, let's go. 1-3 started now. Hey, let's go, Hunt.
We move into the 5th inning. 3-0. Charleroi in front. 5-6-7 due up for Charleroi with Hunter Mamie at the plate. A new pitcher on the mound for Wesleyville and Heath Betza. And now Ryan Vaughn in center field, and then the center fielder in Reed Courtright moves over to right. So just a couple changes. The number 24, Noah Regal, comes out as that ball's ripped into right. And Reed Courtright just getting into right field, lets it sneak past him. Mamie with no signs of slowing down. And a lead-off double for Hunter Mamie.
The well-struck ball.
Next up, number 17, Ashton Ray.
So officially a single for Hunter Mamie and then an error on Reed Courtright that allowed Mamie to reach second.
That's a pretty good decision there.
Ashton Ray squares.
Coming right at me. We got it.
Did you bring your glove today, Roger?
Don't need it. I got you to my left. You will protect.
I've had to do that a couple times during basketball season, yes.
I know
listen,
that.
I've had to save Dan Flickinger a couple times too, and that equipment.
Now, you know what? It's never about us. It's about the equipment. We can be replaced. The equipment, kind of expensive.
Sort of.
Roger, where were you when 6'9" Jimmy Moon did a somersault onto our table?
I was trying not to let water spill on all of our equipment.
Well, it didn't work.
I know.
Ripped in a right, and it lands. Mamie told to score. He's heading home, and he slides in safely. Off goes Ray to second. The throw bounces away. Base runner is running rampant, and it's 4-0 Charleroi off the RBI by Ashton Ray.
Got the second on the throw to the plate, I believe. 2 consecutive singles off the newly
Next up,
inserted
number 2, Brock
Betza,
Henderson.
the relief pitcher for Wesleyville.
Brock Henderson, the new batter. This is Betza's second appearance on the mound this state tournament. He was touched up greatly in that one appearance. 1 2/3 innings with 3 hits given up, 2 earned runs. Did have 3 strikeouts, but his opponent average was .375.
Gotta like the approach of the first 2 Charleroi batters, not trying to do too much, just taking it to right field, hitting it where it's pitched.
Betza still looking for that first out. Leadoff double by Hunter Mamie, and then the single by Ashton Ray as he advanced to second on the throw that scored Mamie. And he went around.
Yes.
Henderson 0 for 2 on the day. Was a strikeout victim in the first and then popped up to center back in the 3rd inning. So looking for a hit here, trying to keep this ball rolling for Charleroi. Heads up.
Ooh.
Took out a couple leaves.
That would have left the mark. This reminder, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Fans, when you're ever at a baseball game, whatever the level, put all the phones down, get rid of the distractions, pay attention to the game. Balls can come at any time into the stands.
Full count worked by the 3rd baseman. Betza still looking for some sort of defensive traction.
Glasser on deck. Lorenzo Glasser.
Ball 4. So Henderson's patient at bat earns him a walk. And now
Now
it sends
batting,
Lorenzo
number
Glasser to the plate.
24,
Number
Lorenzo
7 is
Glasser.
now warming up in the Wesleyville bullpen.
Riley Brown, the 18-year-old, is getting warmed up, yes. So Wesleyville looking for some sort of help pitching.
Should be no outs in the inning.
Still no outs.
Well, let's see. Is Glasser going to lay one down? We'll see what the defense is going to do on this first pitch. Runners are not really being held. Third base, Gibson holding his position. Right now, Wesleyville needs to get an out somewhere.
Lays it down. Nicely placed. Betza can't get there. Everybody's safe.
That's a base hit, Jack.
Glasser lays down a beautiful bunt that turns into a bunt single, loads the bases with no outs for Danny Verscheren.
Now batting number 1,
Well done.
Dan Verscheren.
Right-hander on the mound. Bunted to third with the third baseman holding his position. The right-handed pitcher falling off to the first base side of the bag has to compensate and cover that particular portion of the infield with Gibson at third staying set.
Another mound visit as Coach Menendo just trying to find some sort of answer, especially in the pitching department. Ray's at third, Henderson's at second, and Glasser's at first. Still no outs. Already one run coming across, making it 4-0 Charleroi. So Danny Verscheren has a really big opportunity here to maybe start the all-out offensive attack for Charleroi.
My guess is, Jack, that timeout is buying the pitcher in the bullpen time to get a few more tosses in.
Well, Betza trying to, again, look for an out and help himself out in some sort of way. Fifth run of the game stands 90 feet away.
Danny Verscheren, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, choking well up on the bat, just trying to get a piece of it. Infield is in on the grass.
Count evens. Chad Barron is in the on-deck circle, followed by Colton Brightwell.
No outs in the inning.
Squares. Fouled off.
Runner from third, Ashton Ray, breaking for the plate. Good job there by Danny Verscheren to get a piece of that high pitch.
It's important that Betza punches out Verscheren to try and get at least one out under his belt before he faces the top of the lineup.
Yeah, without a ball being put in play.
Swing and a miss. The flip home, not in time. Ray darts home to make it 5-0. It was a drop third strike, so Verscheren lands at first.
With the bases loaded.
Or no, the base.
Oh,
yeah,
that wasn't the last out.
Okay.
My mistake, Jack. But Ray indeed scores.
Now batting number 28, Chad Barron.
They're coming in from the Wesleyville bullpen at this moment. Barron representing the top of the order.
So Henderson moves up to third and Glasser's at second.
Enjoys a fine steak. Does Mr. Chad Barron.
Barron with 5 RBIs on the season. Has a chance to help him out in that category with a runner at third as well as second.
Ball 3.
Betza starting to unravel on the mound.
If he walks Barron, this could be his last hitter of the afternoon. Should be taking this pitch no matter where it is, I would think.
Called strike. Charleroi trying to extend their lead even further, but potentially put this one out of reach. Ball 4. Bases loaded again with 1 out. Colton Brightwell comes to the plate.
Let's see if there's any movement from the dugout of Wesleyville. There it is.
As you predicted, Roger, as you predicted. 21 pitches for Heath Betza. And that's all that is for his outing this afternoon. In comes Riley Brown, the 18-year-old right-handed pitcher.
Now pitching for Wesleyville, number 7, Wiley Brown.
Brown also with 1 pitching appearance in the state tournament. Just like his teammate Heath Betza, had a tough time in that 1 appearance. Just went 1 inning, giving up 3 hits and 2 earned runs, striking out 1. The opponent batting average against Riley Brown in this tournament is a 600.
Riley Brown, say hello to his parents, Jen and Ryan. He will graduate in the year 2024 from Iroquois High School. His favorite athlete, Clayton Kershaw.
Well, Brown comes into the game with, again, just 1 out for Wesleyville. And Colton Brightwell, he's been fairly productive at the plate. Drew a walk in the first, and then popped up to Brady Zotkovich over at first, and then laid down a nicely played sac bunt in the 4th inning. So Brightwell, an efficient batter, but he definitely has, I think, maybe a 1-up here on Riley Brown with the fact that Charleroi got the bases loaded and just 1 out.
Number 2 hitter, Colton Brightwell, coming to the plate.
Now batting number
Colton's
10,
favorite movie is The Patriot,
Brightwell.
starring Mel Gibson. Story about the Revolutionary War. 1 out in the inning, the strikeout by Danny Verscharen, but Charleroi turning over the lineup yet again. This will be the 4th at bat for Brightwell. Infield remains up on the grass.
And they want to make sure that nothing gets past them with ease. Try to keep everything in front of them, especially with a force out at any bag. 1-0. The Wesleyville pitching staff continues to struggle collectively with finding the strike zone.
Ben Shields on deck. Latrobe Jethawks arriving at the ballpark. They down in the right field corner.
Two balls, 1 strike on Brightwell. Brown trying to get a second out here in the top of the 5th and help his Wesleyville team out some. Two, 1. Runs low.
Got to be a good pitch right now. Brightwell knows it. The defense knows it.
3-1. Lifted to left, and it drops in. Henderson scores with ease. Glasser stops at 3rd. Everybody moves up 1 base, and it's 6-0 Charleroi.
Solid single to left.
Next up, number 8, Ben Shields.
Ben Shields comes to the plate. Gets jammed up. The blooper lands. Glasser scores with ease. Here comes Barrett, and he scores. 2 more runs tacked on to make it 8-0 Charleroi. Things continue to fall apart here in the top of the 5th for Wesleyville.
Now batting number 19, Remy Lessman.
And we're getting very, very close to that dangerous run rule here in American Legion baseball.
Remy Lessman. And we've mentioned it throughout the tournament, Roger, how hitting can be contagious, and when one teammate sees one thing, the other sees the other. As Remy Lessman's favorite athlete is Nikola Jokic, an NBA fan. It's always nice to see.
Yes.
But as I was saying, you know, I think when one batter goes up and sees something that they like, puts a good ball in play, it's just, it like you say, Roger, passes the baton to the next player, and it continues to just snowball out of control for the other team.
It's contagious.
2-0. Easy advancement for Shields.
Close play at third. Lessman, my count, is a ninth batter to come to the plate this inning.
2-1. Big swing and miss. A good job by Brown to pull the string. Evens the count on the first baseman.
Well, right now, Charleroi has 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out in the inning. Foul ball.
Yes, Hunter Mamie, the on-deck hitter, led the 5th inning off with a single that eventually had him land at second with an error on Reed Courtright and right. A good fight here by Lessman.
As Jack mentioned at the top of our broadcast, the loser of this game will be headed home. The winner will move on.
2-2. What a fight by Lessman. Just will not go down with ease.
Be tough, Rem.
Hey, you're tough, Rem. Let's go 1-0.
2-2. And it hits him. It hits Lessman on the leg. So he wears it, earns first, and Hunter Mamie comes
Now
to the
batting
plate.
number 13.
Charleroi has officially
Mamie.
batted around.
Indeed they have. Remy Lessman, but given name Remington, I like it. Hunter Mamie to the plate.
What a block by Menendo, especially with a runner at third.
Stay in the box. Stay in the box.
Already 5 runs coming across in the 5th. Charleroi looking to make it even more, and like you said earlier, Roger, maybe get this one into a mercy rule scenario. Popped up a mile high. Courtright takes care of it. Everybody stays put for the second out. Ashton Ray.
Next up, number 17, Ashton Ray.
Ray has been a frequenter around the base paths today.
He sure has, Jack.
Hit by a pitch in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, and also singled on the 5th.
His favorite movie is The Bad News Bears, another baseball.
Now, does he like the original one or the newer
He didn't
one?
say. He just has Bad News Bears. My guess is it's the original.
1-0. I believe I've seen the newer one. Blanking on who the actor is that plays the coach. Maybe someone that is at home that wants to email in can help me out, or maybe even our producer man can help me
I
out.
think
Or maybe
Jack
not.
Klugman may have been the original coach. There were a couple. Or Walter Matthau, that's
Ripped
it.
to center, right at Vaughn, as it came in real high and tight on him, but 3rd and final out completed. However, the damage being felt. 5 runs coming across for Charleroi as they take their 8-0 lead with them into the bottom of the 5th. And that leads us into our 5th inning stretch, brought to you by our dear friends at Independence Health, formerly Excella Health Expert Care. Here, we'll be back with more right here on WSN.
I'll be out. I'll be out. I'll be out, kid. I'll be out. Stay there. Stay there.
Some of the folks in the audience today might remember Barry Manilow. What you might not know is that Barry Manilow started out writing jingles, and one of his commercial jingles started out, "Nothing was like America like baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet." Well, we don't have apple pie, but we do have apple pie logs. So if you're interested, stop up at the concession stand and get some apple pie logs today.
He also went to McDonald's. Yes, he did. Yeah. Yeah. He'll get a little bit. Full ride. Wow, they're giving all the money and the fact that they're giving them $12,000 for every year. They're all 2 years. What? You mean for like NIL or something? Yep. Because they're just like, here you go. For a baseball game? Yeah, he pitched it. See, his dad, Lenmark, and Major League Baseball. It's the perfect game. Yes, yeah, that's him. It's independent something. Yeah. Do they have a new jingle? No, they just kind of, no, that's the same. I don't know why they changed it. Yeah, why did they know? I mean, I know why they did it, but
And Shields has done yeoman's job here on the mound today for Charleroi.
Yeah, he's been very impressive and very efficient too. Wastes little time in between pitches, and when you have a pitcher that's in a groove, you can just tell with how fast they are working.
He's pitching on his terms.
0-2. There goes Brown. 3 pitches and an out already recorded. Ben Shields just mowing down Wesleyville batters. That was his 56th pitch, and we're already into the bottom of the 5th.
So we're going to get a pinch hitter, Jack.
11 for 18.
Hunter Alderson
Now batting,
will be
number 11,
pinch hitting for Aiden Bolger.
Hunter Alderson.
Hunter Alderson, going to graduate from Iroquois Junior Senior High School in year 2024. We'll send a shout out to his mom, Kristen, and his dad, Donald. Andrew McCutcheon is his favorite athlete.
But a couple of McCutcheon fans.
Yes. Good curveball there, pitching backward, starting the batter, Alderson, the pinch hitter, off with a curveball.
That was the first ball thrown of the inning by Shields.
Guys, want to say hello to Kim Lorenz, Noah Regal's grandmom. Shout out to Noah and his team members. All playing tough in this heat, she says. Here in Lawrence Park, it's 85, feeling like 87.
Okay.
Good luck to Wesleyville, and great job to you announcers. That's from Kim.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Kim.
you. Thank you. We try. Called third strike. Alderson sat down. What a groove Ben Shields is in right now.
That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Reed Courtwright.
Next up, number 84, Reed Courtwright.
See on the replay. You know, Shields has got a very interesting release. He kind of has a delayed release, and I think that throws the timing off for the batters.
Reed will be attending Trine University in the state of Indiana, biomedical engineering major.
I have to say, Roger, I think if I had to major in that, I don't know if I would have lasted in college very long. It's a very, very challenging thing, and I mean, it shows the intelligence that Courtwright possesses.
Indeed.
Really a tip of the cap to him. I mean, it was just a communication major.
I was a history major, taught history, and then ultimately ended up my last 24 years at Hempfield in the guidance department. At good old West Hempfield Middle School.
So then what's your favorite year of history, or time of history?
I like the Civil War.
Okay, okay. Full count on the center fielder. Shields looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Had a 1-2-3 inning in the second, looking for his second clean inning here.
Good
Ball
pitch.
4.
Woo, close.
Courtwright's patience pays off, and Jake Menendo comes to the plate with 2
now
down.
batting number 2, Jake Menendo.
Loser of this will head home, and the winner of this continues to play in the state tournament, so a lot on the line if Wesleyville wants their season to stay alive, and for Charleroi, completely in control right now in the driver's seat.
Jake Menendo, fan of salmon.
Popped up. Barron takes care of it. 4 batters faced, 3 retired for Ben Shields as he continues to be very, very efficient. Move into the 6th inning with an 8-0 Charleroi lead right here on WSN.
Yeah, I'm fine. For the moment. Yeah. What we put a pinch hitter in.
25 in the last spot. Get a catch. Catcher went to right field.
25, Jacob Zodkevich.
That's where we don't like. I think Alderson's in there. Yeah, I think so. That would make sense. That's who we're missing. Yeah. Zodkevich. And catcher replace the right, replace Courtwright.
So Alderson in left, Menendo in right, and
Computer works out that way, that's correct, yeah. Computer's not screaming at me.
So who's at first?
22.
Oh wait, there's 2 Zodkevich.
Yeah, Brady and Jacob.
So Jacob is behind the plate.
25 in the main spot, just catching.
Gotcha. 11 is in left field.
Hey, Rob!
Leading off for Charleroi, number 2, Brock Henderson.
Brock Henderson gets things rocking and rolling for Charleroi as they carry an 8-0 lead with them into this 6th inning. Roger Downs, Jack Ridenauer here with you.
Had some defensive changes for Wesleyville.
Yes, now Alderson, who was the pinch hitter for Bolger, he stays in the game and goes out to left. Menendo, who was the catcher, he's in right as Courtwright comes out of the game. And then Jacob Zodkevich is the catcher. I think I got all of that, Roger.
I think you did.
I always like to make sure. I always think I'm leaving someone out or I'm missing one position. 1-1. Big hack by Henderson. 0 for 2 on the day is Henderson. Struck out and flew out to center and then drew a walk in the 5th. Came around to score one of those 5 runs. That 5th run, I think, really looms large, as that was, again, the difference there. It was 3-0 going into that 5th inning, and then Charleroi just opened up the floodgates. 2-2. Whiffs at it and sat down for the first out of the inning, as Henderson could not catch up.
Next up, number 24,
Lorenzo Glasser.
Glasser.
Lorenzo Glasser will send a shout out to Gaga and Pappy George.
Gibson. Big throw across the diamond, and Zodkevich kept his foot on the bag.
And
nearly pulled him off, but nonetheless, 2 up, 2 down.
the first base coach is doing his best not to show any emotion or antics there. I think he felt it was off
Next
the
up,
bag.
Number 1,
See here.
Dan Verschaeren.
That was awfully close. Dan Verschaeren. Another grounder, Gibson. 1, 2, 3. Very efficient inning for Wesleyville as they get out of the top of the 6th and move into the bottom of the 6th. Still trailing 8-0 as they look to try and get some runs on the board right here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
action in the bullpen too.
Those teams taking care of it.
They have to sub left. He did all fit in the game. Shreve, everybody else. Joel Shreve, he's the last guy.
Folks, by clicking the Buy Download button, you can have a commemorative keepsake of any game that you watch here in the state tournament here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Again, click the Buy Download button, and as soon as the live broadcast is over, a email will be sent to you with a link. Click the link, and you'll be able to download your very own copy of this broadcast and any broadcast that you'd like to keep here on WSN.
Thanks, Dan. That was great.
I thought so.
It's always nice to get the infomercial voice of Dan Flickinger in the back of the control room, as I've called it.
Infomercial.
Yes.
I got to come up with another voice for that.
I like Dan's commercial voice,
I do
Roger.
too, yes.
He does. I've had the pleasure of voicing a commercial, and he's a very good coach. A couple times we were going over, and he said, "No, you got to say it like this. You have to elevate on this word a little. There's an art to it. There really is." Tyler Burek leads things off for Wesleyville as they are quickly running out of chances to try and get themselves back in this ball game as they trail 8-0. Again, the loser of this game will be heading back home. So obviously a lot on the line and a lot of things to still play for, but again, time's just running out for Wesleyville.
Yeah, Tyler Burek in his free time likes to hunt and fish.
Rip to right. Back goes Menendo. Make that. Nope, it lands in. A leadoff double for Tyler Burek. Glasser could not catch up to it. And a good job by Burek to get aboard.
Well, that's what you like to see. Late in the game, you're down
Now
by
batting,
8
number
runs.
22.
You can't
Brady
give up. This game can
Mankiewicz.
switch in a heartbeat. You got to keep fighting until the final out of the contest, until they tell you you can't play anymore. It's a good attitude toward life as well.
Brady
Things will be tough in one's lifetime.
Brady Zotkevich. Just the 5th hit of the day for Wesleyville in comparison to Charleroi 9 hits. Barrett. First out taken care of as Burek motors to third.
Nice job there by Chad Barrett, not even paying attention
Next
to
up,
the
number
base
12,
runner,
David
knowing it's more
Gibson.
important to get the out at first base. The base runner can go ahead. Worst case scenario, if he scores, it's 8-1. Now become to Gibson.
Gibson 0 for 2 on the day. Flew out to center and popped up to short. Looking to get on base for the first time today. We had a wonderful interview with Gibson yesterday and talked a little bit about how excited he is to be playing college baseball with his teammate Jake Menendo at Penn State Barron. I mentioned to him how much it, gives him a little bit of comfort knowing that he said it's great. They're actually going to room together.
Yeah, that's nice to know as well. They'll each meet new people, which will enlarge the circle of friends there at Penn State Barron for both of them.
Popped up. Mamie. Great job by the catcher. That is such a hard thing for catchers to do. Come out of their stance, locate where that pop-up is, and fighting with the sun.
Next
You know
up,
what?
number
You might have been
6.
able to hear on our crowd mic,
Ryan
Jack, for our
Vaughn.
folks at home as well. Good communication there between pitcher and catcher. Mamie definitely taking control of that one.
Ryan Vaughn.
Shohei Ohtani is a favorite athlete of Ryan Vaughn.
First run of the game for Wesleyville stands at third in the form of Burek. Vaughn trying to drive him home. 1-1.
Another close pitch, just missing on the outside part of the plate. Nice plate discipline from Vaughn as well.
Shields continues to stay in a rhythm, trying to get out of this inning. Count evens on Vaughn.
Pretty good velocity on that last offering here in the bottom of inning number 6.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Vaughn. Two. Out of play. Make sure that you join not Roger and I, but us on WSN for more action later today. Sean Myers and Mark Marizaldi will join you all for games 2 today and 3.
Yes.
Roger and I get the afternoon off.
Yeah, around 3:40 and 6:40 or so. Well, we kind of have the afternoon off.
Sort of.
Somebody needs to cut their grass.
Ah, yes. I have to go.
You probably got to go to the gym and.
No, I have to get my car cleaned actually today.
No.
Payoff pitch. Popped up, Mamie locating. And he makes the catch.
Nice job. Locating the foul ball, getting rid of the mask, and then securing the catch oh so close to the backstop.
Charleroi pumped up as they lead 8-0. We march right on into the 7th inning to see if they can put the finishing touches on this one right here on WSN.
Number 8 is goal 3. Got right up to the flat. Yeah. 8 for 7. How are you, Grace? That makes it really.
Now pitching for Wesleyville, number 8, Joel Shreve. Get out your 50-50 tickets. The winning number 419509. 419509. You can get your winnings in the concession stand.
There you go, kiddo. Thank you. Hey! Brown is 26. Joel Shreve. Oh. Nice one. 2.
Seventh inning here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and at
the
Rosa-Oglietti Park.
For
With a
Charleroi,
pitching
number
change
28.
for Wesleyville, Joel Shreve
Chad
into the
Barrett.
game. He will graduate from Northeast High School in the year 2025. So we'll send a shout out to his parents, Michael and Lisa.
First time that Shreve's pitched in the state tournament this week, so a new arm for for Charleroi to get adjusted to.
That'll bring up the top of the order. Chad Barrett. Chad is also a soccer player.
He's shown great patience at the plate today with 2 walks, also 2 runs being scored. So he's definitely had his mark felt on this one. Oh, 2. Gets jammed up, rolls fair. Shreve can't make a throw. An infield single for Barrett.
Yes, traveled all of about 18 feet.
got incredibly jammed up. I mean, that was an excuse me swing if I've ever seen one.
Umpires going to get together now. We'll see if this stays a single or...
It was awfully close. I mean, it looked like it was rolling foul, and then it must have kicked something and stayed fair.
It's good. Safe. Here's the replay, Jack, and everyone tuning in.
Right there. Bounce on the line.
Next up,
It's a fair
number
ball.
10,
Didn't
Colton
trickle foul.
Brightwell.
That was just such a late excuse me swing, but nonetheless, Barrett fights it off for an infield single. Colton Brightwell, the new batter. Gets away from Zodkiewicz, and Barrett advances to second.
Yeah. Score is 8-0. Barrett getting himself in scoring position. Yes, it's the 7th inning, so no matter what amount of runs Charleroi scores, Wesleyville will get to bat. But they are, all teams are so schooled at this point in the season. Pass ball, got to go.
Count evens.
Brightwell told us that he indeed plays the drums and sent a shout out back to his friends back home in the pickleball group. Latest craze sweeping the nation.
That is a very popular game. Out of play. If I'm not mistaken, I think that they broadcast it now on major networks,
Yep.
ESPN and stuff.
Competitions, pickleball teams. I'm sure it'll be a major professional sport here if it's not already.
Maybe an Olympic sport.
I know we have courts in downtown Latrobe.
Another slow roller. Shreve takes care of it. Well, whatever Shreve is doing on the mound, it's fooling these hitters because
Now
that's again the
batting
second
number 8,
time he's
Ben
had a batter
Shields.
get jammed up.
Yeah.
And now Ben Shields comes to the plate. A battle of two pitchers, but also a battle of two players wearing the number 8. How about that, Roger?
Well, let's see which 8 prevails. It's my wife's favorite number.
My favorite number is 7 because it's lucky. I like lucky numbers. 1-0.
Hit him.
Hits him. And there was no chance Shields was getting away from that one.
Let's hope he's okay.
Might have caught a cramp. It is hot out there, so that is definitely a possibility. Maybe he didn't catch a cramp. Nonetheless, definitely looked like it hurt.
Oh, it hurt. Let's see where it hits him.
And he was
Now
pretty
batting
frustrated
number
when
19,
he got up.
Remy
As I would be
Lesman.
too.
Sure.
It's definitely hurts. Obviously not intended, but still is going to hurt. It's going to leave a mark.
Indeed.
Remy Lesman.
Ice and ibuprofen will be the order of the day.
I believe the acronym is RICE. Rest,
ice, compression, and elevation.
Great block by Zodkiewicz.
Yeah, good block there, and now the base runner at first base, Ben Shields, on any pass ball needs to be aware, making sure that Chad Barrett indeed moves up before taking off, if they even want the guys to move up on a pass ball.
And to your point, I think that's just muscle memory, right? I mean, you've been doing it since April or May.
Or since you were 5 or 6 years old in some cases.
Exactly.
Depending on your level of competition.
It's hard to just eliminate those habits. And not to mention, it's the state tournament. I think that these teams want to keep the mindset of, even if we're up by a large margin, we still want to be playing as if it's a close game.
Yeah, I'm going to be aggressive. Keep that mindset.
Three balls, 1 strike on Lesman.
We thank you all for tuning in to today's broadcast on the Westmoreland Sports Network of Pennsylvania State Legion Championship Baseball.
Ball 4.
Going to try and watch, see how Shields
Next
kind of
up,
trots
number
down to
13,
second base.
Hunter Mamie.
Hunter Mamie. Still just one out in the top of the 7th.
Big swing and a miss there by Mamie.
The phantom throw, as I like to call it, just vanishes.
Francisco Cervelli is his favorite athlete. It's a name out of the past.
0-1. Barron at third, Shields at second, Lessman's at first. Still one out in the top of the 7th. Charleroi up 8-0. And I'm sure they would love to make it an even larger lead. That slips out of Shreve's hands.
Bases loaded with Charleroi, their high school. Charleroi High School nickname is the Cougars. Ringgold is the Rams.
Out to center, Vaughn. Barron tags up, Vaughn's throw home, and it's in time! What a throw by Ryan Vaughn as he guns out Barron and makes sure that the 9th run does not come across.
We watched this play. The tag was good, the catch was good, the throw was excellent. I think may have been a little closer if Barron decides to slide completely into that play, but what a nice job by the reserve catcher, Zodkevich, on the tag. Well done, Wesleyville.
We move to the bottom of the 7th. Charleroi on top, 8-0, just 3 outs away from sending Wesleyville home right here in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
I don't think we can put anybody else in. No. Since somebody showed up. Whoa! I think he's just going over the making sure his back is okay. All that Phillips' thing there, make sure he's coming through the plate is okay.
Leading off for Wesleyville, number 13, Alex Menendo.
Charleroi just 3 outs away from sending Wesleyville home and keeping their state tournament hopes alive as Alex Menendo gets things started here in the bottom of the 7th.
Alex Menendo, fan of SpongeBob.
Ben Shields still on the mound.
It's base
Lifted
hit.
to center, and it drops in. Leadoff single for Alex Menendo, and if you're trailing 8-0, Roger, I think at any time a leadoff single looks phenomenal.
It sure does, Jack. You got to keep playing, as
Next
I
up,
said,
number
till
8,
they tell you to stop.
Shreve.
Joel Shreve.
Joel Shreve is a fan of the Electric Light Orchestra, ELO, if you will. A mighty hack from Joel Shreve. Also a fan of Jose Ramirez. Enjoys chess in his free time.
Quickly falls down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. After that leadoff single by Alex Menendo, that's just the second time today that a leadoff batter has reached base on Ben Shields.
Good stop. Even though the score is 8-0, Jack, we've seen a pretty good baseball game outside of a number of freebies being tossed about.
1-2. There goes Shreve. A high throw gets it a right. Mamie throws it away, and Menendo gladly takes second.
That's an error.
Hunter Alderson, the new batter.
Now batting number 11, Hunter Alderson.
I like the aggressiveness of Mamie, but you got to know the inning, the score, the situation.
Have to know when to throw, when not to throw. It seems that Shields' velocity has picked up as the game has worn on.
Well, he's a big, strong kid. If you just take a look at him, Jack, there's not a lot of fat on that person.
Well, I think just on top of it, the heat, the humidity, and, I'm sure he's very exhausted out there. He's just showing no signs of giving up anytime soon.
He certainly is not.
Good shot of the right-handed hurler.
Seems very composed. No advance.
Great job by Mamie to quickly get over to it. One out in the bottom of the 7th. Charleroi just needs 2 more outs to give Wesleyville their ticket home.
Just a bit high on that offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Alderson.
Two. Swing and a miss. Down goes Alderson, and Wesleyville down to their final out as it sends Jacob Zodkovich to the plate.
Now batting number 25, Jacob Zodkovich.
Zodkovich will send a shout out to Greg and Kristen. He works at a golf course called Whispering Woods, and he golfs every day that is humanly possible.
Well, he represents the final out of the ball game. I'm sure that he would love to try and keep this one alive for his Wesleyville teammates.
Attends Harbor Creek High School.
Down to their final strike, their final out. Shields looking to put the finishing touches on this one and wrap it up. Oh, 2. Popped up for Sharon. And that's your ball game. Charleroi taking it by a final 8-0 as Ben Shields with an immaculate pitching performance on the mound for this Charleroi team to give them not only a victory but also an extra day in the state tournament as their state tournament hopes stay alive while Wesleyville is sent packing home. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be sure to get a little post-game interview with our player of the game and to put our final thoughts on this one. But for now, 8-0, Charleroi takes it to send Wesleyville home in the state tournament. We'll be right back after this on WSN.
Somebody took my... No, Latrobe is playing that. Somebody took my bracket.
Get that, Hunter! Get that!
My bracket. He's talking about the next team.
Oh, who's Latrobe playing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said you were talking about who they're going to play. Yeah, Latrobe and Falls. You know what? And Latrobe is the home. Yeah, because that's fine. Go ahead. Yeah, you got to do. Keep your team the same. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were talking about. Let me know when you're doing that interview.
sorry. Charleroi is 2-1. I'm sorry. Bear with me. I would have called it. Oh, yeah. That's good for me once in a while to do that. No, I usually do too. I must have punched in and thought I punched in. That's why you pay me the big bucks. There you look at you!
Flipped it on.
All right, hang on one second.
Sure. You can scoot a little closer.
Okay.
Perfect. You're good right there.
Okay.
Good. Welcome into the post-game show as we're now joined by the winning pitcher of Charleroi after an 8-0 win, Ben Shields. Ben, first off, my friend, congratulations on the victory. What was working for you so well on the mound today?
I think just my command today. I was really able to command my fastball and curveball all day.
I have to ask because I was mentioning to Roger up here, my broadcasting partner, it seemed that as the game went on, your velocity started to pick up a little bit. Did you ever have any feelings of fatigue at all when you were out there?
Yeah, my arm actually was hurting before the game started, but once you get all that adrenaline going, it pretty much goes away and I'm able to throw.
I know that on that hit by pitch that you had, it seemed that it hurt a little bit. How's your leg feeling after that?
It's all right. It actually, I heard yesterday when I ran the fence over there was like a big lump on my leg and it hit right there.
Oh, that's got to hurt. That does not sound good. But no. I have to ask about your team's just run to the state tournament right now because you guys lose the first day, but then continue to win and you keep yourselves alive. How do you guys keep that mindset, stay focused with, again, that one loss kind of looming large in the back of your head?
I mean, we've been doing it all year. Just we know we're good enough to win. Just got to believe it.
Now, how do you keep that focus throughout the rest of the week? How do you keep this going and kind of continue with that mindset of, hey, our backs are against the walls, but we can still find our way to the championship?
We just got to keep believing that we can do it. If we believe we can do it, we will.
Well, you go get that arm rested up, my friend. I'm sure it was a very, very long day out there for you. Anything fun for you after this big win?
Go home and ice my arm.
That is a very good answer. Very good answer. Well, Ben, congratulations again. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And good luck the rest of the way.
Yep. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ben Shields of the winning team, Charleroi, after an 8-0 win. Yep. And it sends Wesleyville home as their state tournament run comes to a conclusion. Well, folks, that does it for us in Game 1. Again, we have coverage of Games 2 and 3 this afternoon. Sean Myers and Mark Marizaldi will be with you. But for now, for my producer, man, boss, and president, Dan Flickinger, our broadcasting partner, Roger Downs, I'm Jack Ridenauer, signing off, not saying a goodbye, just to see you later, right here and only on WSN.